Okay, so we're going to do a full body workout with one pair of dumbbells. I'm going to use a pair of 10 kilogram dumbbells. You can use any dumbbell that you like. One thing that we always get you to look at is rate of perceived exertion, so the RPE. We need a weight that's going to take you to like a 7 and 8 out of 10. You don't need to be a 10 out of 10, but if you do find yourself thinking that was a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 out of 10, you need heavier weights. But at the moment, it can be hard to get dumbbells. So instead, you can either increase the reps, or we can make things more explosive. Also, you might only have one dumbbell. That's fine as well. So all of the exercises, we do 2 bicep curls. You just do 1 bicep curl, switch to the other. Same as the squats. You hold 1 dumbbell here or here, and I'll explain that as I go along. So this is the full body dumbbell exercises. You can also use a kettlebell, or you can use another object, but dumbbells are just easier to hold. So we have to start off, always have to warm up. It doesn't matter what you do, especially when you do something like full body. We need to get you warm, get the clicks and pops out of your body. So spinning around, slap your upper back, slap your lower back. This warms up the muscles around your spine, your shoulders, your upper back, your lower back, some of your glutes as well. So we need to warm these up. It's great going for a little jog or doing something else, such as rowing or something, but really we want something dynamic that's going to get you to warm the whole body first of all. So reaching and stretching, reaching and stretching, reach, stretch, reach, stretch, reach, stretch. This time we're stretching the lats under here, shoulders. Then it's palms down, palms up. We're stretching our chest, front of the shoulders, very tight muscles if we sit down a lot. And shoulders back, chest up, side to side. We warm up our obliques, sides of the body. We're also looking, scan your body if you do this. Scan it, look for pain. Do you feel anything anywhere that shouldn't be that needs to be stretched? Here we warm our hips, sides, hip flexors, other side, and glutes and hamstrings we push back. Trying to create as much movement as possible through the hips. Bigger movement as you can, big as you can, big as you can. Opposite direction, again, as big as you can either way. We're just trying to create as much space, as much movement, lengthening the muscles as much as possible. Stretch, big movement, stretch. And then we're going to go for a leg swing. So personally, I've been doing this warm-up for 15 years now. It hasn't really changed. I throw the odd exercise into it, but it covers the whole body. It will always cover the whole body. And switch to the other side. So if warm-ups are often they don't always need to be different, but you should always do one. Even if you're going for a run, a jog outside, especially when it's cold, all of this sort of stuff is important. It can be boring, but it's going to stop you getting injured. Big swings. Then we're going to squat, holding the stance slightly, widening my feet, all the way down and up. Squeeze the butt, puff the chest out, and again. All the way down, squeeze the butt, puff the chest out, and again. Squeeze, a few reps, make sure you come all the way down, then lunging backwards, stretch, open, get some rotation in, stretching out the groin, open, or pull the muscles across the chest and across your ribs. And all the time, what we feel, I felt a little something in my hamstring there, so I'll look at that later. So then from there we're going to stand, lift your chest up, grab your knee and stretch to get under my glutes. Switch legs. Chest up, lift that knee up and stretch. Just hold for a second. So from the side, lift that knee up, stretch to get under the glutes. Chest up, stretch to get under the glutes. Okay, so I feel ready now. You can do a warm-up set of any exercise, but we're going to go into these first of all. So first exercise we're going to do is a reverse lunge with a shoulder press. I'm going to do everything with 2 dumbbells. You can do this just as easily with 1. So I'm going to grab the dumbbells here. We're going to do a superset as well, which is just a good way to keep the heart rate up, especially if you're doing shorter workouts. So we're going to do reverse. We start in a front rack. So front rack means we bring the dumbbells up to here. Again, if you've got single, you're just here. So I'm here. I'm going to show you from the side. I'm going to lunge backwards. As my knee hits the floor, I should reach the peak of my shoulder press. So I'm going to go back, so I extend as I hit the bottom and come down again. So it's not this push, it's one fluid motion. Down, down. Tapping my knee on the ground, you don't have to. So I'm going to do 10 on one side, and then I'm going to switch, turn, 10 on the other. So I'm driving them up and slightly behind, up and slightly behind, up, slightly behind, drive up. 10 on either side. So that is 20 shoulder presses, which is a lot of repetitions, especially for the shoulder, because it's high muscle over the heart. You find that the acid takes longer to leave, and it does arrive quickly, so they're really going to burn. So it's a hard exercise, this, and then you're doing 10 lunges per side. So if you know what you can push above your head, if you normally use 10 to get 12 reps or 20 reps, you might want to reduce the rate slightly if you can. Of course, you've got the single arm option, chest up, abs tight. Here, as you go back, I go there, boom, and down. So you can do 10 on one side, switch, 10 on the other. That way, you're only doing 10 per shoulder and you're getting nice and even. So double up if you want a real hard burn, but you can start off with a single. Then give yourself 30 seconds. Check your watch, 30 seconds. Let it run, shake around as well. Do some of those warm-up exercises. Shake it about, and you're going into the bent over row. Bent over row, take the dumbbells. I'm going to push your hips back like we do a deadlift. We want your hands and knuckles just beneath your knee, but your hands will pretty much touch your leg. Don't have them out here. The further, literally every centimetre more I go out, the more I impact my lower back, and we don't want that. Hips, we are pushing the butt out, pushing it out. So in that strong, you've got to dip here, you're strong. As soon as you round, all the pressure's going to end up in your lower back. So we want to push hips out, we want to retract the shoulder blades in this strong position. We don't want to be hunched here either. So all the way along, we've got that big posture, shoulders back, chest up, abs tight. And even though we're bent out, that big posture is still there, perfect posture. Driving through the middle of your foot and the back of the foot. You might feel a bit in the hamstrings and the butt, but you should better hold it here for a while. If you find you get fatigued in the lower back, something is wrong with your positioning. You can either restart, squeeze the butt, shoulders back, and really push hips out. Drive your hands down your legs, restart here, or stop the exercise. But here I want you to go to 10 to 12 reps. So we're here, and we go squeeze. Here, let's have a 1 second pause at the top of this. Squeeze, control. 2 seconds down. Squeeze, 1, 2, stop. Squeeze, 1, 2, stop. At the top, when I squeeze, I'm opening my chest. I'm thinking about the muscles in my back, between the shoulder blades, the rear shoulder, my biceps. But really, let's think of our back, because your biceps and your forearms are going to work because they're the closest to the dumbbell. So the first point of contact will feel the exercise the most. Squeeze, control. I'm going to get my 10 reps. Squeeze, control, squeeze, and then up, deadlift, and then put the weights down. You can, of course, drop at the bottom. If you've got a single arm, you'll be here. I'll show you from the front, this one. Push that butt out, and you're going to squeeze. If you are doing single, get some movement going with the other arm as well. Get a bit of rotation. So let's squeeze the back, and then you switch. You might want to stand in between to switch. But if you're doing the bent over row, unlike the shoulder press, we're not doing other moves. So we're going to go 10 or 12 here, rest a second, 10 or 12 the other side. Then, after you completed both exercises, we'll go back to the beginning. So looking for 3 rounds of this exercise, we do either 10 on one side with both, 10 on the other side with both, or one dumbbell if you want to scale it down. So we'll go 10 on this arm, then we'll switch 10 on the other arm. That way you can stick more to the 10 reps, which is the hypertrophy conditioning. If you feel like you want to get heart rate up more, do more repetitions. Then 30-second break, and we move over to the dumbbell. So have a crack at that. 3 rounds, use your stopwatch, take ownership of that time. Don't give yourself 40 seconds, give yourself 30 seconds. After you've done 30 seconds of the first exercise, do rest 60 seconds after the row. So we do row, then have a full 60 seconds. Do keep your eye on the stopwatch. As you get more tired, you're going to think 30 seconds has gone by when actually 7 hours has gone by because you're so tired. So stick to the stopwatch. It's one of the big things I'd say to do in the gym if you want to keep improving. Okay, 3 rounds. Enjoy. Did you fuck this for me, Suzanne? No. Okay, so we've worked our quads, our shoulders, and our back on that exercise. Now we're going to move to the front of the body. We're going to do squats, first of all, which is going to work similar muscles to the lunges, and then we're going to do chest exercise. So for this, we're going to do the squat first of all. This is called a goblet squat, when we hold a dumbbell like this. So we need 2 hands on 1 dumbbell. If you're strong in squatting, because we're going to do this, if you find that, again, you might only have 1 pair of dumbbells, so let's say they're 10, you might find 10 kilo squat is too little. I want you to grab both dumbbells and we go to that front rack that we saw with the lunges again. Up here, you can actually rest the dumbbells on your shoulders, chest up, all the way down. So here, obviously, we've doubled the weight there as well, so we're going for that front. But for this, I'm going to show you the goblet squat. We're going to go for 12 repetitions, and we're going to be really strict with the tempo here. Tempo is a tool we can use to increase intensity if you don't have enough weight. We don't always have to be explosive. So we want your weights to feel time under tension. I've made a video about that as well, about time under tensions and the importance of it as well, especially if you're at home, you haven't got enough kit. Because one of the big worry is intensity. If you lose the intensity, you're going to stop progressing. So we're going to be really strict with the timing. We're going to do 2 seconds down. We're going to have a 2-second pause at the bottom. 2 seconds at the bottom is a long time, and then we're going to explode up. So normally you might find you're doing this. I think I'm probably doing 1 second down, 1 second up. So if I do 12 reps, 2 seconds, it's going to take me 24 seconds to do 12 reps. So my muscles essentially working for 24 seconds. Not bad. I want them to work longer. So we slow it down. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds at the bottom, 1 second. So suddenly 12 reps becomes a full 60 seconds and I'm working my muscles for more than twice as long. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 and hold 1, 2, explode up. 1 and 2, hold 1, 2, explode up. 1 and 2, hold 1, 2, explode up. All the time, really keep the shoulders back, chest up, posture tight, count in your head if you have to, or just imagine going slow, hold, hold. Kind of give yourself 1 breath at the bottom. Slow, slow, hold, hold, explode up. At the top, squeezing the butt. Then we're going to move to the floor press. So lying on your back, 1 arm if you've got 1 dumbbell, 2 arms if you've got 2 dumbbells. The floor press will look like this. We lie on the ground. I want your legs here to be totally straight. It just brings your core into it a bit more, makes your abs work a little bit harder. So your starting position, let's actually say how to bring it up. Some people struggle to get into the starting position. So we start here. I will basically sit up, bring my dumbbells close to me. I'm going to put my elbows, I'm going to hold them here, and I rock back and push my elbows into the floor. So don't do this on concrete. So you're going to come back, I put my elbows on the floor, and I use the lever. So I'm not really using my muscle now. I just lock my elbows into a sort of 90-degree angle. As I come back, they just get levered up. So at this point, I'm not using any muscles. I'm just balancing the dumbbells on top of my straight arm, my straight bone, if you will. So I'm not really expending any energy. So rather than try and hoik them up, just go back, elbows in, and here. Then you can move the dumbbells out. We want the dumbbells slightly under the shoulders. This would be shoulder. I want them to come slightly under. Here, belly button pulled in tight, and we're going to push up. Push. Don't bang the dumbbells together, but get them close. Control, control, hold, boom. Drive through your shoulder blades, slowly up. I want these to feel as hard as push-ups. If they don't feel as hard as push-ups, you might want to just do push-ups for this one because you might not have the weights. Especially you guys that have been in the gyms before, most guys do tend to mainly do chest and arms, so this might be your superpower to do chest and arms, whereas the squat is difficult. If it's too easy, go for a push-up. You can always put a band under your back and tie it around the dumbbells to make it heavier as well, but otherwise. So controlling down, 1 and 2, little pause at the bottom, explode up, drive your shoulders into the bench, 1 and 2, hold, and explode up. Again, if you've got one arm, we're just here. This hand will lie, you can put it on your stomach to make sure it's tight, or by your side, doesn't matter. 1 and 2, hold, explode up. You'll notice your body rocks a bit as you explode up because you're off balance, but that makes it good for your core. Lock that core in tight, push. Okay, so there we have the squat and the floor chest press. Quads, lower back, hamstrings and glutes, then into the chest press, which is a little bit of core, mainly chest, shoulder and triceps. So 3 times round, sticking to the rep range that we said there, and give it a go. Okay, next exercise, we're really going to work on the arms now. We've worked hard on the legs and the quads, and we've worked the chest and the back, and now we're going to work the arms. The reason the arms are at the end is because they're the smallest muscle, and you always work from the biggest muscles upwards. So don't be tempted to do the arms first because they feel good, or because you might want to lose fat here. You can't reduce fat from one area anyway. So work your way up. Make sure that if you've only have time to half the workout, you don't end up doing the arms, because when you row, when you push, you're working the arms anyway. So standing and doing bicep curls can feel good, but you're not spending as much energy and you're not going to build as much muscle overall. So it's really important to get that big muscle sorted. And as a functional movement, there's not much that's going to help you by being really good at this. Whereas a big movement like this and a squat, that's going to help you. It's going to help with back and posture and things like that as well. But anyway, arms. We're going to take an absolutely standard grip, palms up, and we do bicep curls. We're just going to stand shoulders back, chest up. Bicep curls are not created equal. I want you to work your abs in a bicep curl, because as you come down, a lot of people will want to bow forward. So instead, you keep the shoulders back. You really stay upright and you keep your abs tight. You'll feel the abs working quite hard here. When you hit the bottom, squeeze the back of your arm. Make sure as you come down, you squeeze the back of the arm. If you squeeze the back of the arm, you know you've come fully down. What we don't want to see, and what a lot of you will do, because it's what everyone does, is stop here. These are half reps. We need full range so you don't shorten the biceps and tighten up that movement. Chest is up, shoulders back. We're going to squeeze and control. 2 seconds down, squeeze those triceps, squeeze. 2 seconds down, squeeze those triceps, squeeze. Your chest is up, abs are tight. Big chest, really exaggerate the posture, slowly down. 12 like that. Then we're going to ditch one dumbbell and we're going to go for the overhead dumbbell push. We're going to take a diamond shape like this in the dumbbell. So I do that by taking one hand underneath, the other hand underneath, and I straighten my arms above my head. Show you from the side. You want to stay as upright as you can and get as big a stretch as possible. Breathe out. Push your hands to the ceiling. Stretch that triceps. It's a lightweight, this one, because we're all about the stretch and it's in quite a prone position. But, of course, if it is too easy, you can double your dumbbells up and go here. But try not to let this happen. I want you to really keep those arms back, really keep them back and push them up, which will probably feel like pushing it up almost behind you. Stretch. Push, control, 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 push. So you know it's always in control here. The dumbbell is never leading. You don't just let gravity take over and drop. You're always under control because we want that time under tension. We want you to feel that muscle lengthen. We want you to squeeze the tricep at the bottom, and at the top as well, you squeeze. You consciously think about squeezing that bicep. So this isn't going to make you big. It's not about making you big. It's about being in control of your body. It's about tightening those muscles. So we still need to squeeze that bicep. They're very easy to do when it's focused like this, but we need to try and get used to doing that in all exercises. Feel where you're doing it. 12 like that. Then we're going to take With the bicep curls, you might feel your shoulders as well, but really concentrate on just squeezing that bicep. Once you've done that, we're going to go to core exercises. For now, we want 3 sets of this. So we do bicep curls, 12 reps, 2 seconds down, squeeze, curl up, squeeze. Really think about squeezing the biceps. Then we have a 30-second break, and it's the overhead tricep extension. Again, thinking when you hit the top, squeeze the triceps. Don't just straighten your arm. Why are you straightening your arm? It's to hit the triceps. So chest up, squeeze the tricep hard. Control. Chest up, squeeze the tricep hard. Make sure we're trying to get the contraction in both arms. Once you've done, and then after that, give yourself 45 to 60 seconds, and then we go back into the bicep curls 3 times round as well. Then we're going to go into core exercises. So you've done that now, you should get a real burn on the arms. If you want to do another set, go ahead, do another one if you want to do that. But for now we're going to go into the core exercise. So we're going to start off first of all with the 1-arm overhead sit-up. So I'm going to take 1 dumbbell. Again, if you've got really strong abs, you can do 2 hands here as well. I'm going to go into a sit-up position, feet on the floor, and I'm going to start with my hand up here. Then I'm going to crunch, push, keep the dumbbell behind me. I can't see it now. If I can see the dumbbell, it's in the wrong position. And then as you come down, then you should see the dumbbell because you're keeping that arm straight. It's not coming back here. You're keeping it straight, perpendicular to the floor as much as you can. Crunching up, boom. Control down with the abs. Crunching up, control. You can look up it if you want to keep your eye on it. Look up at that dumbbell if you want. In fact, that'd probably be better for some people. Keep looking, keep your eye on it, control it down. Again, you can use a kettlebell, you can use anything for that. 10 on one side, a 10 on the other. If you're doing two at once, either because your dumbbells are too light or just because you're really strong, then just go for 20 reps. Control down, control down. Then we bang that down. I'm going to flip over, and with that fatigued core, we're going to go straight into a plank. We're just going to hold this for 60 seconds. No knee movements or anything like that for now, but if you do feel that you want extra work on the arms and the shoulders, we can do a slightly different variant. So here is the plank. Abs tight, shoulders back. Really pull the belly button. Feel those muscles that just worked, and hold this for 60 seconds. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you want the arms to work harder, you go up into a push-up position and then down again. So we're going to go 60 seconds, alternating arms, up and down. So as you come up, you'll work the triceps and the shoulder a bit more while still working your core as well. So 3 times around there. We're going to do the crunches, 10 per side or the full 20 with both. Then we go over to 30-second break, and then we hold a 60-second plank, up to a 60-second plank. You might only last 10 seconds. Break, keep trying to get as far many as you can for 60 seconds. If that's easy or you really want to get the arms worked a bit more, turn it into a more dynamic up and down plank like that as well. 3 times around, 60-second break after that plank as well, because we want your abs to recover. We want the acid to run away so you can get the reps done. All 3 of those done, you've got yourself a good workout there. Good luck. Okay, thanks for that. Let me know how you found it. Give it a rating. 1 if it was a joke, how easy it was. 10 if it's impossible. But try and think about how hard it was, and then we can adjust the weights from then. But hopefully you've done a good job here. You felt a burn, a bit of pain. And remember, just pause as you go along.